At the beginning of Season 19, Bungie did something we all in the PvP community had been asking for a long time. They finally gave all shotguns a fixed pellet spread and a matching custom reticle for each subfamily. This results in shotguns across the board feeling more consistent and you having less engagements where it feels like your shotgun blanks. Combine this with nerfs to certain overperforming sidearms and nerfs to overperforming weapons like main ingredient, and shotguns were finally given some breathing room and launched right back into being viable in the current meta. So in today's video, I'm going to cover the shotguns I've been finding the most success with in the Crucible and the perks I recommend for each one. Also, I'm not going to be covering these shotguns in any particular order because they will all have pros and cons. Starting with our first shotgun I'm going to cover, and this is an old favorite of mine, and that's Felwinter's Lie. This is an aggressive frame shotgun that when you look at it, the stats really doesn't seem to have anything special going on until you look at the archetype, which is Shock Package, which gives this shotgun a more uniform pellet spread, and with the most recent changes to pellet spread, I'm not sure if this is really doing anything more or not. However, this shotgun for whatever reason is in my opinion the most consistent shotgun on this list. It just seems to always get those one-hit kills every single time, and even surprised me sometimes with kills that I thought might only leave my opponent weak. You also have the option of either running Slide Shot to help offset the sliding penalty or Surplus if you're looking to boost some of your stats on this weapon. And that's where the real con with Felwinter's Lie is that the stats are just terrible overall, so if you're going to run this shotgun, you're going to have to utilize mods like Quick Charge, Dexterity mods, exotics like Apathettic Aspects or Dragon Shadow, all to offset the stats on this weapon. You can also use Surplus like I mentioned, but if you want the most consistency out of this weapon, I recommend Slide Shot, Opening Shot. Some more benefits of this weapon is how easy it is to get, since you can simply grab it from the monuments to Lost Light, making this shotgun a great first choice if you haven't had a chance to get some of the other options on this list. Our next shotgun has been receiving a lot of hype recently, and that's the Matador 64. This Destiny 1 classic has risen to the top of the shotgun meta once again, due to being in the precision frame archetype and having some pretty hefty base stats that make even the worst rolled Matador 64 still pretty good. What else makes the Matador so good is the fact that it can roll with things like Perpetual Motion or Threat Detector, along with Opening Shot, and reach up to 100 range with the right perks. This not only allows Matador to be super consistent from a lethality standpoint, but from a usability standpoint as well. I don't need to practically build into the shotgun to make the shotgun feel snappy and responsive. It's going to feel this way with almost any roll, but even more so with the right roll. Pellet shotguns, I don't think it gets much better than this when it comes to finding the perfect balance of consistency and usability. This shotgun can be found in the Grasp Avarice dungeon, and the roll I recommend is Corkscrew Rifling / Accurized Rounds with Threat Detector and Opening Shot with a ranged masterwork will give you the stats you see on screen. This next shotgun needs no introduction as the first and only slug / pellet shotgun hybrid in Destiny 2, and that's Duality. This slug shotgun with its catalyst unlocks an absolute monster in terms of stats, rocking 95 range and 80 handling with 65 aim assist, meaning this weapon will feel responsive, and due to the aim assist, hitting those headshots is going to feel easier. I've always been a big fan of slug shotguns, and Duality is no exception. What makes this shotgun special is its ability to be a jack of all trades. You get all the benefits of a slug when ADSing, and all the benefits of a precision frame pellet shotgun when firing from the hip. This means Duality is all the upside for those of you that like slug shotguns but prefer the ease of use of a pellet shotgun. While using this shotgun, I found it was a slug I could use however I wanted, since I knew if I needed to collapse on an opponent, I would just focus on using the hipfire pellet mode, or when playing more defensively, I would try to line up those slug shots. Another benefit of Duality is like Felwinter's Lie can also be obtained from monuments to Lost Light in the tower. The only downside to Duality is it does take up that exotic slot, which depending on your loadout can impact whether you use this weapon or not. The last shotgun on this list is admittedly my personal favorite, and is the Heritage Legendary Slug Shotgun. This shotgun before Season 19 was already an absolute stat monster, then this season Bungie made it to where you can now craft weapons from Deepstone Crypt where Heritage is obtained. This now takes what was already a best in slot weapon to another level. Looking at these stats, it's easy to see how this thing is a stat beast with a whopping 68 range and 70 handling out the gate on top of 68 aim assist. Then we get into the roll I would recommend crafting with Full Bore, Accurized Rounds, Enhanced Hipfire Grip, Enhanced Moving Target, and a Ranged Masterwork, and you are looking at 100 range slug, and when you add a targeting adjuster mod along with moving target, that brings our aim assist to a whopping 83. This weapon in its final form is just insane, easily the best performing and best feeling of any slug shotgun, including Duality. Now the big downside is you have to grind to get this weapon crafted, which is incredibly painful, but if you can stick it out, you're looking at having the best legendary shotgun in the game, and possibly the best slug shotgun, period. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider checking out some of my other videos on the screen now.